my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Let's see. Are we live? We're live.
We're live.
Good morning, everyone. It's Valerie, otherwise known as Chick
Chick
Picker.
Picker.
Guess who's back?
Who's, who's back?
Toddy Todd.
I'm back.
Back in black.
We're live.
We're
And I'm
alive.
back.
And you're back. And
And
that's a,
nobody's in the side chat.
wouldn't you know it?
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Well,
Hank.
there's Hank. We can always
Hank.
count on Hank.
Count
Hank's
on
always
Hank.
there, lurking.
Lurking.
Let me see what I can do here. I'm gonna try and work some magic. Did you have a good birthday?
Uh, eh,
Eh,
no. It was
no.
okay. It was okay. I got lots of well wishes and
Well wishes.
well wishers.
Oh, well wishes. Gotcha.
Facebook happy birthdays, and
Yeah.
I got lots of love from my mommy.
I'm sure.
Other than that, I was packing boxes on her
Yeah.
birthday.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to
Shirley,
spend it with her. You know, you
yeah.
probably wasn't the best situation, but at least you were with her.
The
That's a good thing.
birther and the birthee.
There you go.
64 years on.
Hi, is your mom doing okay?
uh, she's pretty good except for the legs. Yeah,
Yeah, she's still
legs
having trouble
don't
with the
work.
legs.
So
Well,
she's not real happy having to move.
yeah,
And the people that she's friends with in her town are not happy she's moving.
right. Because they're gonna lose their ride.
That's right.
I'm just kidding. I
No,
shouldn't say
that's she did a lot of that.
you know,
But
that's the thing is sometimes things change and situations change and you just sometimes you're not always going to have that, you know. But I am sure, she all of her friends and everything, I'm sure they aren't happy um that they're going to lose their friend.
yeah, they're not happy.
Well, they should be happy for her that she's, still standing and she's still um able to function a little bit. Um,
Yep. Yeah, my cranky older brother came in yesterday afternoon so that I could get out of there. I was
yeah,
there
yeah.
Friday and then a week Friday and then Saturday. I was there 10 and a half days.
Wow.
So
Wow.
We got a lot done. Boy.
Well, there was a lot to be done. I'm sure. Packing her up and
We sorted
everything.
so much stuff she
Oh, yeah.
kept.
Well, that's what happens when you're, you're older and you keep everything, you know.
Yep.
Morning, Craig. Good morning, Shirley. Well, we're glad you're back. We missed you.
It's so weird. Her house is different than the typical estate sale. When the lady is the last to die,
Mm-hmm.
there's a certain amount of things you can count on being at that place.
Mm-hmm.
Like tons of clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And she really only had one closet full.
Well,
You
that's
can go
good.
to an estate sale and there will be every closet in the house is filled with ladies' clothes.
Yeah.
But no, not her house.
Well, I mean, you always said she was a pretty thrifty person. She just
Yeah.
didn't squander her money. So, somebody like that, I mean, they'll just keep wearing the same clothes that they got, and then when those get a hole in them or they're not wearable anymore, then they go somewhere, whether they go, I don't know if she donates or if she just throws them in the trash, but, and then you move
Yep.
on. I mean, that definitely will reduce the amount of clothing, at least, that you have.
And a bunch of the estate sales you go to are QVC houses.
Yeah.
And she was not like that at all.
Yeah.
She doesn't have two of every vacuum cleaner, toaster, waffle maker,
Yep.
everything that QVC sold. She didn't have all that.
She had a lot of keepsakes, like memorabilia type of
The
thing, it
big
sounds like.
thing she kept was pictures
Uh-huh.
and albums full
Uh-huh.
of pictures.
Yep.
There would be an album, summer 1978,
Mm.
and
Morning,
it would
Sally.
just be stuffed. There would be the family reunion pictures, the 4th of July pictures, the vacation pictures, da 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 da.
Yep.
I filled 8 Lowe's moving boxes with pictures and picture albums.
Oh my goodness.
You know what,
She,
Todd?
she's
I
keeping
still
all
don't.
those. Hi,
I still.
Sally.
Hi. I missed you.
I missed you. I missed me. No, I didn't miss me.
You missed you. I don't feel sorry for you because you still have your mom.
Yep.
I know. It's all going to work out for the best.
Yes.
Sure. She's going to be closer. She's going to be in a
Yeah.
place where, it doesn't sound like she has a problem making friends. So, she's
No.
going to get more friends there. And
just a reminder of today. If you love somebody, tell them. And because we never know what's going to happen.
It's true.
I woke up to some really bad news this morning, and it was it was awful. I mean, I don't know this girl real well and everything, but she was only in her early 30s. She was pregnant with her second kid, and she, I guess, had too much potassium K in her system or something, and had a heart attack and died. It's my
wow.
My niece's aunt. So the guy that used to be my brother-in-law, it was his sister.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And it's just crazy.
Yep.
Just crazy how things like that can happen, especially, being so young.
Yep.
But that's just another reason, another reminder for us that are still living to, hold on to the ones that we got and
Yep.
tell them that we love them.
Yep. Because you never know.
Oh my gosh, sister. I'm so tired today.
I am like completely freaking spent. I woke up this morning and I'm like, oh.
And I stayed up like an hour longer than you did.
Oh, man.
But
stayed up late talking.
We were working. Working.
Yeah.
I have 28 packages to pack today.
Woo!
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it is, because I ain't getting shit right now.
Well,
I'm trying everything I can right now.
That was like 8 days of sales.
That's pretty good.
Gwen packed up 2 or 3 days.
Not too bad.
That's good.
There wasn't anything big in there, though. Anyway. Yeah.
That's good.
A good thing that happened while I was there.
Yeah.
I lost 5 pounds.
Wow. Look at you.
That's how hard I worked.
Hey there, Hank. And
we filled up 2 dumpsters.
Wow.
Yes. Did you feel any guilt for getting rid of the stuff that you did, or was it like all trash?
No, it was like for 50 years probably, Mom would borrow a crochet book and copy every page and make her own book and then give the book back.
Wow.
So Mom had like 40, 50 books of just crochet.
Why didn't you sell it?
It was all just copied sheets.
Yeah.
So
it'd probably be illegal to sell it. Mom had almost the same amount of stuff on sign language. She used to do sign language for a deaf lady at our church.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, and then people would see her doing that and ask her if they would teach them how to do it. So she taught a few classes in how to do it here and there.
Wow.
So she had all this material from that. It was all same
so
deal.
She was fluent in sign language then?
Copied out of books. Nearly.
Yeah.
It was like
that's impressive.
She would during the pastor's sermon, she would miss a few words.
Yeah.
But good enough the little lady understood and appreciated.
Yep.
And just tons of that material. I mean, she said, well, I don't use that anymore and I don't want to take it away. It won't fit in my apartment, so throw it out. Okay. Why didn't we do this earlier? Or a little bit at a time, so. It's amazing how much stuff an old woman can fit in a 3-bedroom house.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just think about it. I mean, in your case, it's amazing how much stuff you can fit in rooms, all of your goods, all of your wares.
Yeah. Mom has 842 Bibles.
Wow.
Maybe not that many. but everyone has been marked in and highlighted and notes in the margins, and so none of them could be resold. So I don't know.
Why couldn't they? You can sell those. I've sold Bibles that are written in.
They got family names in all of them,
Well,
and
that's
just
true, yeah.
written all over. I mean, they're just, and then she
Yeah.
just wore them all out too. She used them up.
Well,
Covers are worn and spines are broken, and yeah, that type of deal.
Well,
I would do better taking all the covers off of them and selling the covers and throwing the Bibles away.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
I'm glad that you were able to be there, and you were able to, help her go through all of that. And did you get it all done? Oh, I guess
no.
not.
God, if I were to guess, it's gonna look, by the time the movers come on tomorrow, it will look like we have done a lot.
Right.
But I don't know. She kept all the employment papers from Dad's railroading days, and she kept all the employment papers from her 7 years working as a secretary for an oil company.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
That's a lot of papers.
Yes.
I mean, I'm only 50 years old, and I look at all the papers and stuff and that's basically what I've accumulated in the last 10 years, because I took some papers with me, taxes and stuff like that, but when I came here, I didn't bring a whole lot with me.
Right.
So a lot of my accumulation is just only over 10 years. I don't know. Crazy.
Yeah. I'm sorry to dominate the talk.
No, you're fine. You're just fine. Morning, Liz. Morning, fishing and picking.
But I guess we got about 70%, 80% done.
That's pretty good.
In the 10 days I was there. My reselling, that kind of, Sadie, that kind of was born out of, my parents were Depression kids.
Yeah.
So if anything was valuable, they kept it, and they said, no, you don't need a new TV. That black and white one with the little screen, it works when you mash the antenna around the other way. Works fine,
Yep.
Yeah. And then my uncle, he drugged me to Hall Baker's auction in Amarillo, Texas. And you hold up your little paddle with your number on it, and you buy stuff, and he drugged me to that a ton of times. And he took me to cattle auctions a lot.
Was he a cattleman?
Yeah, when he passed, he had probably around 2 or 3. Dang, there's a cat. Oh my gosh. Look, a cat. Yay, a cat. Something to bark at. But yeah, my uncle had probably 200 or 300 head of cattle.
Wow.
When he passed. And my aunt spent every nickel after she sold them. But that was her money to spend, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Morning, Mary. Good morning, Mr. Sadie. Morning, Lisa. Couple of pickers fishing and picking. Liz says she had a Civil War soldier's Bible that had notes jotted in it by the soldier. It was like a little journal. He noted about getting captured and when he was going home.
Wow.
You know,
That would have been cool to read.
the Bible is probably the only thing soldiers were allowed to keep when they got
Yeah.
incarcerated.
Yeah. Yes. You
Merry
see
Christmas.
this?
Merry
Oh,
Purple
good
Christmas
job. That's a really pretty Christmas tree.
with Elvis ornaments.
Yep. You know it.
I
Yep.
can't see that good.
Julie sent me a tree, Mr. Sadie. So yes, I have a Christmas tree.
Aw, that's very pretty. Will be a blue
Christmas
without you.
I'll be so blue
Thinking
about
you.
you.
And I'll do
so white.
it.
I don't know the rest of the words,
I don't either.
but
I'll
Have
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 a
a
blue,
blue Christmas.
Christmas. There you go. How do we do, Mr. Sadie? Yeah, sounds like the speed is wrong on the record. Exactly. Oh my gosh.
Your sound is like some regular old crooners there.
Fishing says, "Am I tipping?" Yeah, we'll take a tip.
Heck yeah.
I take a tip.
Oh. Yeah, that was fun.
So, but one of the hard parts about downsizing Mom is going to be divvying up some of the stuff and that we're keeping in the family.
Yeah.
Because I packed 7 boxes of stuff for me to bring home. She kept all my old Boy Scout stuff and all my. It was funny. We were going through. She kept all of our homework papers that we drug home from the time we started school until we graduated college.
Oh my gosh.
And
That's a lot of papers.
that's a lot of papers. And flipping through them, I kind of noticed that, hey, my brother made better grades than I did.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny right there.
Did you?
All of his papers had A minus, B plus. Mine were like C. And the teacher in the notes would write, "Thank God he passed." And C plus and B minus. And oops, there's a D.
Uh-oh.
And F. I don't know why she kept the F papers, but
So did you get rid of those?
a bunch of it, yeah. Some of it I drug home. I brought home 7 boxes for me, and I packed up
Man.
about as many for my brother.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's a lot of boxes. Wow. Yeah, I know our mom when she when we would get to a certain age, like when we I got married and had a family and stuff, she would kind of give us all of our stuff, that she had saved for us. And she saved some paper. She didn't save all the papers,
No.
But she saves some papers, some little things from school and stuff like that. And so
And she saved some of our baby clothes and some of our baby toys.
Yeah.
And like anything that was, special about, like, I still have my Scylla pillow.
Mm-hmm.
Scylla's girl.
Yep.
And I still have, shoes and toys and clothes from when I was a baby.
Yep.
And I also have the kids. I have a whole Foot Locker of stuff of the kids.
Uh-huh.
So I have 2 Foot Lockers, one for me and one for them.
See, I don't have any of that stuff that Mom gave us.
You don't have your Foot Locker anymore either?
My Foot Locker?
Yeah. She had stuff in a Foot Locker.
Her cedar chest?
No. She had a cedar chest and she kept stuff in there. She had like she would have like a
I don't think I ever got a Foot Locker.
I think you did.
I don't think I did. I really don't.
I remember there being 4. One for each of us. And I still have my Foot Locker. Plus I was able to acquire another Foot Locker, so I started that with the kids' stuff.
Yeah.
It's in way better condition than mine.
I don't know.
Because that, that metal lining that goes around Foot Lockers, mine is like all busted up and stuff. And but the kids is it's all good. It's all intact.
That's good.
Yeah, Sherry said, in case you got too cocky, she could whip out that F and remind you.
Yep.
You got an F.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm so proud of Mom for not being like a doll collector or a knick-knack collector. You go to so many of these estate sales and there'll be 500,000 Hallmark figurines,
Yeah.
And you're like, dang.
So she really wasn't a collector per se.
No. But I mean
she had nice stuff, but she didn't go like, she didn't collect every pig that she came across or every cow that she came across or. Good morning, Beth.
Hey, Beth.
I mean, she had one great big box that was just the sign-in book and little stuff from her 25th anniversary.
Wow.
And then another one from her 50th anniversary. And then another one of her 60th anniversary. Just stuff. Just.
Yeah. Was that her troll channel?
Huh?
What?
Which Beth is that?
That's Beth. That's Reseller Rowboat.
Oh, well, that's
it's a new
channels.
It's a new channel.
Oh, okay.
It's her new
Hi,
channel.
Beth.
Hi, Beth. Not a troll.
Not a troll. No. Oh. But yeah, I was.
She's driving home already?
Driving home. I don't think she works today.
Oh.
I think she works Friday. I get so confused. I think she works Tuesday. Maybe she works Tuesday or Thursday, or Tuesday and Friday. I don't know which.
I can barely keep up with my own schedule besides anybody else's. I might have to work today.
What?
Yeah. Well, because Aunt Trina.
Yeah.
was Aunt Trina to Cassidy, so she may call in. I don't know.
And and Cassidy is the one that died.
Died. Yeah.
Okay.
And another sad part about that is she has like a 3 or 4-year-old son.
Aw.
So yeah.
That is sad.
It's just sad.
Well, I mean, you do whatever you need to do. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm not too
So,
I'm not too excited like I was yesterday about all my numbers and everything.
Well, you should be proud of yourself. It was very hard for her yesterday.
It was a rough day. It was rough to get back into it and do it again, but somehow or another.
wait, what are we talking about here?
So I have I had an ideal.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. I'm glad you know me so well already. That's impressive. So my thought was, and this is just a little experiment that I was doing. I thought, well, because I want to get my daily numbers, I want to get them higher. And so I thought if I spend Monday and Tuesday just making drafts of items, and my goal is to make 200 drafts. And then I spend Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday taking pictures and making those drafts live.
50 each day, right?
50 each day. So that would give me enough listings to do that. Well, the first day I got, what did I get? I got 85 the first day. 85 drafts made. And then yesterday I got, how many did I get?
Hi, Rita.
Wow.
Yesterday I got,
Yeah, there are a couple of pickers.
okay, so 85, I think I got 65. It looks like 65 maybe. So not near as many.
So
but
how many total?
146.
So
So I have 146 drafts made.
That's a bunch.
That is a bunch.
Yeah.
But
you don't need to be sad about that. And I mean, you should be proud of yourself.
Yeah. I'm okay.
No, not, yeah. You should be very proud of yourself.
Thanks. I'm okay. I mean, I'm a little down about it because I didn't get the 200, but that was my first day. Thank you, Liz.
Yeah. I think you did great too.
So, today is picture day. So I'll get right back on it. I figured, even if I only have enough to get me through until Friday, I could still, do something on Saturday too,
Well, figure out kind of figure out today, bust your ass on it and figure out how long it's going to take you to picture 50 things.
Right.
And then, kind of work from there.
Yeah.
So what I would do is like for next week, kind of do an average of what you did the first day and the second day. And then, maybe bump it up just a little bit, or maybe even keep your goal of 200.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be 200.
Yeah.
And you're going to have stuff like you're going to have to go to the store sometimes and take some time to, do stuff on your own time.
Yeah.
It's just going to happen. That's just life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you need to prepare for that. And, even if, right at first you can only maybe work up to doing 30 listings, putting 30 listings live a day or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, and then, try and get more than that, try and work yourself up or whatever.
Yeah.
You could do it, and you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you might have to work up to it. And you might have to allow yourself for, time spent away from the computer, for a couple hours or whatever.
Yeah. That's true.
Sounds like you've already done 10 times more than I would do. Oh my gosh.
Morning, Texas Val.
Wow.
Hi, Texas Val.
But that was my whole theory around, behind it was if I could get 50 picture 50 items a day, that would definitely bump up my intake and, bump up my numbers and allow me to get, more stuff on. So I don't know. I'm still, I did good. I think I did a good job. It was a lot of work, but, just kind of doing the experiment for the next couple of weeks while I'm here. So.
Yeah. And see how long stuff takes you and kind of, doing more of an average instead of just saying, well, I'm just going to put 2 hours, even though you might have to, go out of the house for a couple of hours. I mean,
yeah,
that's you
have
to allow
life.
For stuff. Yeah,
that's just life. It's what we got to do.
Yeah.
So, but I like those challenges. I like to challenge myself and try different things and different ways of things.
Yeah.
I mean, in the end, it's all going to get done, but I like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a glutton for punishment.
Kind of.
That sounds like that sounds like more of what it is than anything else, but
I think you kind of are, but at the same time, it's not a bad thing to challenge yourself.
Right. Morning, Bumcrack. Good morning, Hickory Springs. Hope everybody's doing good.
And it's kind of fun just to see what you can do, sometimes.
It's more of like a challenge, just, within myself. So, yeah.
Itchy.
You're itchy?
Yeah, dry.
Yeah. What do we got? We got 18 degrees here.
Yeah, it's cold here too.
It's pretty chilly. I think it's supposed to get up to 30 something today.
It's cold here. We got below freezing.
Really? Wow. So you guys had a lot of ice there the other day?
Oh gosh, Oklahoma was covered up. And that stuff I brought home, of course, the back of my pickup had a 1/2 inch of ice in it.
Oh my gosh.
So as I was coming home yesterday, all of that melted. And it was kind of funny. The farther I went south, the more ice melted off the hood of my pickup, and then big chunks would go wham right on my windshield, and splatter.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, some of the stuff at the bottom, as the bed of the pickup was melting out, kind of soaked up into some of the bottom stuff I had to bring home from Mom's. But it's okay. I knew that would happen, so I protected about as much as I could, but a few things still got a little damp.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Liz. No, I haven't had any of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
Had one for a first class package that was a lipstick. They said I used a small flat rate box. Lies. And another 10-inch action figure weighed under 2 pounds to ship. They claimed my weight was off by 7 pounds. What the heck is going on?
I got a bill from PayPal said they had messed up some of my taxes, and PayPal slapped me with like a $37 charge to pay back taxes on stuff that they had mistaxed or whatever.
Oh, wow.
I was like,
That's
what is
crazy.
this? I need to call. I need to.
Was that sales tax?
Yeah, I don't know what they said it was their fault that they didn't tax it correctly or something. And then, yeah, that was weird.
Tom, what are you doing?
Sally's holding up a 10-degree snowfall thing on her phone,
Yeah.
and I'm going, no, 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 no.
Feels like no -7.
Move, 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 move.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Sorry to hear that, Todd.
I would definitely call PayPal on that.
And I thought who are they? eBay. I thought they're the one that can calculated a sales tax.
Yeah, but they said something got miscalculated or something. They charged me $37 for taxes, or I don't know what it was. There wasn't much of an explanation of like which items were not taxed correctly or anything like that. It just said we miscalculate, and make sure you got 10 days to make sure you have enough money in your PayPal account to cover this before we put the charge through. And I just got that note like yesterday.
Wow.
Like,
you need to request. You need to request for your tax purposes what the undercharge was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't like that. I don't like when somebody can just reach their dirty little fingers into my account and pull money out. I don't like that. I think, that needs to be approved by me. I need to say,
so did they message you on eBay or did they send an email?
They sent her an email.
Okay.
You need a clarification on that, because I thought that the taxes were calculated from eBay,
right?
Not PayPal. All PayPal is a payment processor.
Mm-hmm.
They mentioned that it was calculated from eBay, but I don't know. I had to reread it.
I would call them.
Did eBay send you an email or anything saying, "Hey, we screwed up"?
Nope. Not that I recall.
Because eBay's the one that sends in payments to the states.
Right.
Hi, Patty.
Not PayPal.
Right. I would call eBay first, truthfully.
Yeah, you got a good point there.
And then based on what you get from there, Yeah, and PayPal, I don't trust any emails that PayPal sends out to me.
Yeah. It could
PayPal
be
has there's a lot of phishing going on with that site. So anything that you get from PayPal, any email, I would call them to verify that is the actual, is what they send is true, because there's somebody that's got that, and they're fishing for money.
yes. Don't just go through a link through the email.
Right.
Don't do that.
Are
I
they
would never do
are
that.
they going to automatically draft it from your?
Yeah, it'd be like an auto draft or something. They said I had 10 days to make sure I had my 30 something bucks in there. Ooh, just got a sale.
Get it?
Anyway,
Come on, somebody buy my shit, please. I've had a sale in 2 days.
Oh my goodness.
I know. I'm like changing stuff around and changing prices and sending offers and ending stuff and putting it back on. I'm trying everything, and I listed yesterday and the day before. So, not that I didn't list, because I listed.
Yeah.
Ah,
Well, I think the closer that it gets to Christmas, I don't know. In some ways,
you
I think
never know.
in some ways I think that's true, but then in another way, I don't really believe that, because people buy stuff all the time. It doesn't matter when a holiday comes around. I think people
Yeah.
still, buy stuff. I don't know.
yeah,
Let's see. I popped the chat out here. Good morning, Liz. Good morning, Adventures. Good morning, Bumcrack.
Yeah. Yeah, Liz told me about it.
Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Rita. Good morning, Glenn. Patty. Good morning. Boy, it was 60 in the 60s yesterday, and damn if it ain't cold this morning.
Yeah, we're supposed to have it's supposed to get really weird here in a couple of days. We're supposed to get up to the 40s and 50s. I think Christmas is supposed to be 47. So that'll be awesome. I mean, a lot of people think that, oh, that's that's not very warm or whatever, but that's pretty warm for Christmas. Because there's been a couple of times where we've been completely snowed in and couldn't go anywhere for Christmas,
Morning, Lisa, right? So
Yep. Yeah, her and her husband, Lisa, a couple of pickers, they're gonna be on Entrepreneurs channel at, I think it's 10 o'clock. And they're gonna be special guests over there. So if you get a chance, go over to that channel and subscribe. Go to Rob and Lisa's channel, couple of pickers, and subscribe. Good content.
Yeah, it's cold here too.
Another person that I found on eBay, actually, I think it was actually on, was it Tommy and Tracy's channel, I guess. And it is the DC Picker.
Yeah.
He is really good. I really like him.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of really good information. He's, 20-year veteran on eBay. And I really like him. So if you get a chance, go over there and sub to him. Hey there, Bluegrass Picker.
Bishop Picker says, but I watched this channel until 11. Thank you, Vishna Pickett. We appreciate it.
Hello. Hello, Adventures in Reselling, Victoria. Hello, Lisa. Yeah, I really like his groove. I really, and the information that he gives out, I think is really, really good.
Yeah.
And then, I like his sense of humor is really good.
Right.
I don't know.
How's your baby doing, Valerie?
She's doing good. She's doing real good. She's well, last time I talked to Julie, she was like 11 pounds. So she's eating good.
Good.
She's a little fussy.
Right.
She's a little bit fussy.
The baby or Julie?
A little of both, probably. I mean, Julie's still trying to figure out the whole thing of, trying to divvy out her time. And I mean, she's working, she's doing her business too.
You get a True Gather cell, sister?
Huh?
You get a True Gather cell?
No. Why?
I got an email from True Gather, and it says, we bring you the weekly digest to let you know all the listing and transactions in your network on True Gather. And it says, Valerie, 9064, is that your number?
Yeah.
And it says, items sold in your network, a Body Flex VHS workout video.
Oh, yeah. I sold that about a week ago, I guess it was. Yeah, I did sell it. Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, dang, did I not have something that I
know
something I didn't know about?
That's why I was telling you.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. But yeah, I do know about that one.
See, this is the thing. I don't check my email a whole lot.
Uh-huh.
And so I really need to change my True Gather email because it doesn't come up on my phone like my Gmail does.
Right. The only way that I know that I have a sale on, like, say, True Gather is if there's something that comes up through PayPal.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of my trigger there for that site. Because I mean, I always look to see if it's eBay, and if it's not, then it's usually, True Gather. So.
What the heck? Vanna White was asked to leave the Wheel of Fortune.
What?
Oh.
Well, she's 100 damn years old.
The world is ending because I never thought she would leave.
You know what? She looks like a freaking alien. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
she does.
She's got to be. She's got to be in her 70s. 65, 70.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's definitely a senior citizen.
Seasoned citizen.
A seasoned citizen.
Exactly.
Oh, is that what they're calling them now?
Yeah.
She did a lot of shows without Pat there.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
And yeah,
I think they came from
Mom made me watch some of those, and Vanna would mess up some. She would get a few things wrong, like I don't know, different stuff.
She got the old timers kicking in, huh?
And she had Mickey Mouse changing the letters up on the board.
Oh gosh.
She would, yeah. You could tell she had an earpiece in and somebody was whispering in her ear, you dumb hag. No.
You got to admit now, she's made a damn living off of that, turning them flipping letters now.
I'm telling you.
I think she was like Miss South Carolina.
Lisa says, "What's Truegather?"
It's a dating site for resellers and old people.
Truegather is another selling platform, and you put your information over there. You can import your eBay store, or your
Basically,
eBay
set it and forget it.
Yeah, you can put it over there, and it's just another platform. But I like it because it's not a. I mean, you don't really have to do anything to it. If you sell something over on eBay, it will take it off of Truegather, so it doesn't sell those, Yeah,
Okay, let's back up to what she was just talking about the network. Now, what is all of that about? I mean, is that like she joined from Valerie's affiliate link or something, or?
Whenever I got that email, you mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so on Truegather, it has people that are in your network or whatever, friends that are selling over there.
Right.
And so they will put your friends in your network, and then I guess I get an email about it. That's the only one I've ever seen.
That's kind of,
or that I've caught before. So, and basically it told me what she listed. It gave me a whole list of stuff that she listed in Truegather this week, and what she sold at the top. So,
well, that's kind of weird.
Wow. Adventures in Reselling, Victoria. Wow, she said most of her wealth, this is Vanna White, most of her wealth was made as a host for Wheel of Fortune, where she currently earns $8 million as an annual salary. She is estimated to clap around 600 times a show. And her birthday is 2/18/57, and she will be 63 next year.
Oh, I'm surprised she's that young.
Yeah, I thought she was a lot older.
I'm older than Vanna.
You're older than most people.
There you go.
Not much.
I'd be bragging about that, but.
Oh man. But there you go. Google is your friend. I mean, if you want to know anything.
Yeah, it is. It's in suck. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
I sold something. Didn't know I sold it.
Okay, my turn.
Come on, Sally. Come on, Sally.
I sold a little white vinyl travel bag, makeup bag.
Good job.
All I want for Christmas is makeup. Well, I hope they get it before Christmas. I mean, I'll ship it out in the next few minutes, but I hope they get it fast. Where's it going to?
Oh, 12/18. Man, I can't believe today is December 18th.
I know.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He don't have. Does he have a Poshmark? Oh,
Who?
yes, he does. Yeah,
Who?
Tom.
No, I've got an account over there, but that's about it.
Oh, you don't have that listed over there.
Well, I do have it listed over there. I'm headed over there to delete it.
He's getting it taken care of.
I'm going, Sherry. I'll be right back.
Where you going?
That's what I was wondering.
I'm going potty. Maybe I'll get a cell in there.
Oh, there
Sorry.
you go. Gotcha. So what's new, Mr. Tom?
Well, my kid graduated from medical lab scientist school yesterday. He got his certificate.
That's awesome.
So next Monday, I'm going to take him, and he sits for the state board.
Cool.
So I've got 2 that's over this funky cold that we've had going around. And 1 now, he's got it.
Oh gosh.
I'm dreading Christmas because my dad's not been back. His doctor won't see him until the week after Christmas. So he's basically blind for Christmas, and he's down about that. And
yeah. Oh.
He's kind of getting kind of snippy with my mom, and my mom's like, "You just knock that shit off right now." She says she understands, okay? She understands, but he's used his 3 snippy remarks, and now he's done.
You can't be. I mean, I know that it's got to be uncomfortable, and it's got to be, something that kind of pisses you off because you want to be able to see and things aren't happening like we think they should.
Right.
And you definitely get moody and you're upset and everything, but I don't know. I mean, it's hard to take care of somebody when they're not very nice. But I mean, you have to have the empathy too and realize,
right,
this is why they're not being nice. I would probably be the same way or worse if I was in that situation. So, I guess you just have to be understanding.
Yeah, but
it's hard.
Yeah, it's got to be hard. I mean, it's got to be bad, and I hate it for him and all this kind of all of that. But
yeah,
people. Mom is one of these people that will bend over backwards to do anything for anybody, and until you really just get on her last good nerve about something, and then she's not as pleasant as Miss Brittany usually is.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I understand. That's rough.
Yep. It is.
So
what's new with you?
Did you hear about my my listing? What I'm doing with I'm doing a project, an experiment really.
No, I haven't heard about that. Tell me about it.
So I had this thought and everybody cringed. Yeah. I had an ideal and everybody was like, oh gosh. So my plan was if I can list on Monday and Tuesday,
right?
If I can list 200 or draft 200 items and then not putting anything live of those items. The plan was to do 100 each day.
Right.
Just drafts, not pictures. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I can list, take pictures, make the items live, and do like 50 a day.
Right.
So that way I can get more up, on those days and kind of build up my momentum for the weekend. So that was my whole thought. Well, I didn't. So the first day I got 85. I did 85 listings or drafts. And then yesterday, I think it was It ended up being like 65. So I didn't get my full 200. But I'm I'm not gonna let that stop me. I'm just gonna keep on going with the plan and see what I can do. So I'm gonna see
Right.
if there's any truth to that, or see if that brings me any any sales maybe. And what my hope for is that I can build up my store numbers to a certain number before I leave for North Carolina. So that's where I'm at. Because the more you have in your store, the more you sell.
Yeah.
So
Well, that'd be cool.
I don't know.
You need, because that'll give you a lot of stuff in your store, and it also hopefully it's going to put a lot of money in your bank account for the move. And
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was basically just a thought. It's something that I'm trying out to see if it does anything, if it if there's any truth to that. Now I am listing Monday and Tuesday. I do list like 5 items just to keep activity in my store. You know, so that way at least it shows some activity as far as listing a little bit.
right.
But so today is my first day of taking pictures and trying to get 50 items live. So we'll see how that works. So if I look at everything right, I should have enough for 3 days of 50 listings. So
That's a lot.
that is a lot, but I can do it. Morning, Julie. Hope you're having a good morning. Bright and early there. 7 o'clock. Oh, what is today? Today is Wednesday. Yeah. That's a mighty fine tree you got there. That's right, Julie. Thank you. Yeah, I love it. Perfect color. Perfect color. Morning, Cindy. But
How's your project going along? Or have you already talked about that before I came in?
Which project?
Mom.
The mom project.
Well, I drove home yesterday with a bunch of stuff. So my brother arrived at Mom's place yesterday afternoon and took over. And tomorrow is moving truck day. So the guys are they're gonna leave Tulsa, drive 60 miles to Mom's place, pack her stuff, get it on the truck, and drive 300 miles to my brother's place, unload, and then they're gonna spend the night tomorrow night in a hotel. And then the morning of the 20th, they're going to go to her new apartment and unload it. So that's what's happening the next couple of days. Why are you
So
thumbs down at me, Sally?
You don't
I'm
have to
thumbs
go.
downing myself. The bathroom was a
So-
no-go.
Yeah, Tom, we're at a stopping point for packing. We're leaving a lot of stuff there to either do a estate sale or I don't know. I'm thinking we ought to just rake the rest of it into a dump.
Oh,
Dig a pit in her backyard and shove it all in and cover
oh
it
my
back up.
gosh.
Are you going to sell the house, or are you going to just have to let it sit there, or rent it?
It will sell eventually. No, we're not going to rent. Oh my God.
Well, maybe you have to send out a little word after you get everything out that y'all want or she wants to all of the resellers that's in that area. Bring a truck and some cash.
There you go.
You will not leave here empty-handed.
Yeah.
Baby, a kiss for me, Julie.
Yeah, that's a big project, you know.
Yep.
And there's got to
So
be a
no,
lot of
we're
everything's got to work together.
not selling the house soon, but
Yeah, eventually.
it's a nice house, and even in small town northeast Oklahoma, it's about a $200,000 house.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, she may not want to sell it,
Right.
and then that's fine. It can stay empty for the time being.
yeah. Morning, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Good morning.
She may run out of cash. If she lives a long time, she may run out of cash to stay in that assisted living apartment.
Yeah,
She took out, while we were there, we went to her broker and we took out $72,000 and put it in her bank account.
hmm
And that's going to be about a year's worth of stay at this place.
wow.
Yeah.
And she only has so many 72,000s before her account is gone.
Yeah,
Right. So she may need to sell the house later for funds to stay there.
Yeah, that may come down to that. There's a lot of stuff that is still in the future.
sure. One day at a time.
But yeah. She's doing okay though. She gets 2 retirement checks. She gets Dad's railroad retirement check and she gets her oil company retirement check.
Awesome.
So that'll keep coming until she's dead.
Yeah.
And that's not huge money, but any money's good money, huh?
That's true.
She's got Jed money.
It's a little bit of something. Little something, something.
She got some. She got some Jed money.
She got some Jed money. That's right.
Jed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jed Clampett.
Oh, yeah, she's not a poor woman by any stretch.
She got some Jed Clampett oil money.
Todd's just going to have to just run. He's going to have to get out there and just barrel up some of that money he's got back there in the that's coming out of the backyard and help the old lady out. You know what I mean? Simple as that.
You mean he'll save at the bottom of the pool?
Yeah. Or the oil well out back.
The Earl.
The Earl well.
The Earl well. Yep.
God, that's so hick. Whew.
You gotta get that Earl out of the ground now. I love that.
Yeah, Liz says our generation will have a tent city retirement camp. We get nothing.
Yeah, that's about the truth. Yep.
That's why 10% of everything that you make on eBay needs to go into a little account for your old age.
My kids are going to take care of me.
Yeah.
That's what I keep banking on.
Mhm.
I don't know what kind of care that's going to entail, but
Right? I'm scared.
I might end up at a kennel or something. I don't know.
Put you in the basement and throw pieces of bread down twice
Yeah.
a week.
No, you're going to get down to Texas and you're going to find Lance. And y'all going to just live off of love.
Yeah.
Out on the range. You know what I mean?
Yep. Truly.
You can go live 6 months out of the year with Julie and 6 months out of the year with Tina.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Prancer.
Yep. I'm looking forward to that. Dang, you guys are already on. Lisa and Rob are already on their show. On the entrepreneurs.
It is 10:50.
That's true. That is true. Do you have other kids I don't know about? I don't think so. Maybe Valerie will skip over Lance and go straight to Jed. Hey, that's an idea too. Depends on what kind of certificates Lance has. I don't know.
I think I told you about my neighbor, Pat. Her mother was in an assisted living. She was getting Alzheimer's really bad. Anyway, Pat was up there visiting with her mother on a Sunday afternoon, and they were talking, and the nurse came in and was, checking her vitals and whatnot. And she said, "Miss Mamie, how many children do you have?" And she said, "I have 4. And Pat said she was sitting there and she wasn't really paying attention to their conversation until she said, "I've got 4. She said, there's me, there's Shelly, and there's Richard. She said, "Mom, there's me, Richard, and Shelly. Who was the 4th?" And she said, "I'm not telling." Okay.
Uh-oh.
So her mom, over the next few months, she would say stuff about, "Mom, name off all your children.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor wants me to, wants us to make sure you're staying sharp. Tell me the complete names of all your children." And she said, "You know who my children are." And so then her mother passed away about a year later. And to this day, she still wonders whether her mom had a miscarriage or there was somebody, older than Richard, which is the oldest of her siblings.
Yeah.
And that something had happened, that maybe she had to give it up for adoption or something.
Mm-hmm.
And she told her 2 kids, she said, when I'm old and getting senile and you ask me a question or somebody asks me a question and the answer's not right, she said, if I say I'm not telling, say, "Look, old lady, you are going to tell me because you're not going to die on me and leave me in suspense the rest of my life." I mean, she has actually talked to it's an attorney that does find lost loved ones, that type of thing.
Right.
Not as much. They're more like estate type attorneys, you know.
Right.
Uncle Joe died, and he didn't, as far as we know, he didn't have any children.
Right.
And so they go in and they start looking at, you know, where he lived and census reports and who was in the house and all this kind of stuff. So she's actually talked to them that it's gonna cost like $10,000 just to do a cursory one. But
a lot of money.
Yeah. It was but you know, she said she's just curious because, you know, back when they were born, things were done different.
Right. Yeah, Rita says, Tom, oh my God, my dad told my brother the same thing. Apparently I have a sister, but my dad did have dementia. I'm not looking for her. That's crazy. I mean, that definitely makes sure, you know, I mean, you keep it in the back of your mind, like, you know, I could definitely have, you know, brothers and sisters, you know, some kind of siblings somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that could pretty much be, you know, if you are, say, you know, and it could be men or women, but normally it's the man because you know, I mean, they just have to make a donation, but they, you know, they don't have to stick around for the birth type of thing, you know. I mean, can you imagine all those kids out there that didn't have a father because they never knew the guy?
Right.
You know? Or they were just a one night stand type of thing, you know?
I'm scared.
I mean, that's kind of what we think about, you know, our dad or my dad, you know? You know,
He was your dad and not mine.
I mean, okay. All right. So let's think of this on a much bigger level. So you've got Vietnam, bunch of GIs, a bunch of girls. Can you imagine? I mean, if you think about it on such a much bigger level, can you imagine all the half breeds, you know, half American, half Vietnamese kids that live there?
Yeah, I'd be surprised if we don't have.
They're called Amerasians.
Siblings.
I mean,
very big potential. Because I remember back in the 70s, I remember like they were bringing like shiploads of kids over here that were of American soldiers. You know, they were bringing them over here to place with the soldier and his family.
Yeah.
Because I remember in an article when I was reading about this, it was talking about this young soldier. He was like 20 years old, and he had he was a little bit older than that because he had like a 2-year-old little boy. And his mother, when he found out about it, he discussed it with his father, which of course he's discussed it with his mother, and his mother, next thing they knew, that child was on a plane over here. Because,
wow.
You know, he was basically going to go into an orphanage.
Right.
That's crazy, Margaret. Said I grew up the oldest of 4. Now I'm the oldest of 14.
Wow.
Never know what's out there.
It's true. What was that?
That sounded like a naked man in the background.
Maybe one. He's scratching a ticket.
I thought he was scratching something else, and I was like,
hey.
Please don't do that on here.
So we had the traps in the kitchen for a while, you know, and we haven't had nothing.
Yeah.
Lately. So I was working in the eBay room yesterday, and I think I heard something. So I said, I want to put a couple of traps in there. So me and Brandon took a couple of traps, put them in there. And I also brought one and put it in the living room by the couch.
Right.
Well, I guess when he got up this morning, the one by the couch was tripped. And it wasn't there.
Oh.
It was by the door.
Oh.
It wasn't like a leg or anything in it, was it?
No. And the cheese was still on it. And he's like, well, that's not where I put that trap.
Right.
You know, so he said something must have got in it, maybe a tail or something, and carried it all the way over there, and then finally got loose of it. Like, oh my fucking God.
Eek, eek, eek.
Shut up. Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. Ninja Mouse. Oh
Mighty Mice. We got Mighty Mice here.
Oh my gosh.
And that was a real snap trap. That was not one of the.
That was a snapper. Ugh.
Yeah. So, but we also, when we were catching, you know, the 6 that we caught in the kitchen, Brandon caught a little tiny one. And
I don't like them.
I don't like them either. And but you know, he said he barely caught him.
Yeah.
He caught him by the leg. Ugh.
Yeah.
Like that's how I caught my 3rd wife.
Caught her by the leg, huh?
I caught her by the leg. She's trying to get away.
You might try those bucket traps.
I've never heard of those.
I'm telling you.
5-gallon
Get you like some of those vases that you get flowers in. Put some Cheerios down in the bottom of them. Not much, just maybe like an inch. And put just lean something like a ruler up against it. And I'm telling you, if you got a bunch of them the next morning, you will have a vase full of mices.
I don't want that.
Yeah,
well, you know, then either, Brandon can put a lid over the top of it and take it down the road and dump it out in front of your worst neighbor's house.
I don't know.
Texas Val says, I feed my snake little mice.
Texas Val, you're just weird having snakes in your damn house. I mean, there's just something wrong with that on so many levels.
I don't like the sticky traps.
Yeah, I don't like those either.
I don't like. I like just gathering them up and taking them down to somebody else's house and let them live with them. Or if it's in the springtime, I take them way down the road and just put them out on the road. Not on the road, but on the side of the road. I'm just too sensitive. Roxy, they're going to see the unsensitive side of me if you don't stay off my desk while I'm trying to do something this morning. I'm actually working this morning while I'm on this show.
Aww. Yeah, I can't. Can't do it. I don't like that. I don't do mices.
Mises. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I love my ball python. He's super cool.
I don't care what it is. We're not doing snakes.
No.
I'm sorry. They just creep me out. A little walk down memory lane here. First movie I ever went out to see with Roberta, we went with a friend of ours named Janet. And I also had dated Janet. But anyway, Janet, she passed away not too long ago. We went and saw Jurassic Park. And I was fine until there's one part where the girl is running towards the breaker box through the woods. And the bounty hunter's with her. and they're doing like these panoramic shots, and there's a snake up on a branch, and I'm going, oh my God, a snake. And Janet, who is sitting on the other side of Roberta, says, people are getting ripped apart here. You're worried about the damn snake. And she didn't whisper it. She said it loud enough because people were all over the audience was chuckling over my misfortune.
Oh my gosh.
Tara says you have to take them like 6 miles because within 2 miles they come back. Jim's dad painted some to prove that.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well then take them down the road. Good morning, Tara.
6 miles down the road. Ugh. I don't do mices and I don't do snakes. I don't do lizards and I don't do windows.
If I do like a bucket trap, what I would probably do is have like a bunch of traps in the bottom. So I can kill them.
You really?
Well, or you could do that or you could put some water in there.
Yeah, drown them.
Yeah.
All I want for Christmas is my true friend.
I don't know. That just is.
I don't want them to suffer.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'd rather they not suffer, but I do want them dead.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Fishing and Picking says just put water in the bucket.
Yeah, but I don't want them to drown. I'm not into that.
Yeah. Well. I don't know. I don't like mice.
Yeah.
I do know that much.
A friend of mine shared a video with me that I'm not allowed to share because his son would die. Anyway, they have this group at their school. It's a bunch of teenage boys, and I don't know what the criteria for this gang is or not. But anyway, they were doing some fundraising for Christmas, local Christmas charities, and so the school was having a Christmas show. So this group of guys decided they were going to sing some songs and whatnot, and they all came out, and I saw the video where all the guys are standing like a chorus and they're singing, and they sounded really good. Somebody really worked with them on it. And then my friend's son comes out dressed like little Bo Peep, only he's in a really short, like skirt looking thing. And he starts singing All I Want for Christmas is a Hippopotamus or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And I texted my friend. I said, how in the world did he end up doing that? He said he lost the short. They literally drew straws and he lost.
Oh, gosh.
But it was real cute. I said, I said, I'm going to be on a Facebook show in the morning. Can I share it? And he said, no, because Ty will never speak to you. Because Ty's a wrestler. So
right.
he's got the meaty legs, and he's got muscles.
Right.
And but he was so funny looking. I said, so how far has it got? He said, oh, his grandmother's already showed it on Facebook.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, things that kids will do. Don't you? You are really being a
She's like, you love a daddy.
Yeah.
Well, I was gone just about all day yesterday because we had the graduation yesterday morning, and then I had some errands to run, and
you got more errands. You run more errands than an errand girl.
Thank you, an errand girl. Well, I've had issues. I've got a bunch of email accounts, and I've created a domain, and I'm slowly moving all my emails to within my domain so I can keep up with them. And I'm just trying to get organized for the beginning of the
I
year.
was laughing because you put her down, and in 2 seconds she was back on that desk.
Yes. Isn't
You
that
don't have like
crazy?
your Poshmark, your eBay, your Truegather, all of those. Do y'all have all that coming to the same email account,
No, I have
or
different
do y'all have them
emails
coming to
accounts.
separate email accounts?
I have different email accounts for.
Shit, Roxy.
Oh.
Sorry. What was? Did anybody respond to that? All I could see was Dolly's mouth moving.
Oh,
Yeah, I have.
Do
I
y'all
have
use
different.
separate accounts, or do y'all have it all come into the same account?
No, I have different email accounts for different things. Different.
actually muted them. That's funny.
She's messing with me.
But yeah, I mean, and those, when you sell something on Poshmark, I mean, I usually get 2 or 3 emails saying that I sold something because
Right.
it's all over,
Morning, Carol.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. But yeah, I'm kind of tired. Kind of tired today.
Did you stay drinking all night last night?
I was up until 1.
What were you doing?
Listening.
Watching Tommy and Tracy?
No, I was actually working because I was like, I'm gonna get to 150, and I still didn't make it.
She was
But
close.
I got to like 146. So when I hit the wall, and I was like, okay, I'm done. That's it. That's all I got. But yeah, at least I made it that far. I didn't give up.
She tried to slap your face.
Yeah. Santa hasn't come here yet.
She's a fast
He can
bitch
pass
slapper,
you by.
man. She's like,
Talk about honoring,
Bitch,
man.
just like a mother.
He is honoring. Morning, Carol.
Yeah, she is. I love her.
I'm glad that My Little Pussycat helps entertain y'all every
It does. It does.
She don't straighten up, she's gonna be in trouble.
I'm fixing to get me a pussycat.
She probably says about the same thing about you, Tom.
Yeah, she does.
She's probably like, oh man, I'll see to it that mom goes ahead and puts you in a home if you mess with me.
Yep. I think that's exactly what you need, Sally. I think you need to find you a cat. A good old
the only thing is that it wouldn't be able to go in that part of the house.
What part of the house?
The part where the dogs are at.
Right.
We'll get rid of the dogs.
My dogs are not used. I mean, they've been raised around a cat.
Yeah.
Because what was his name?
Kitty.
I can't remember. No, not Kitty.
I don't know.
We had that one cat that had 6 toes on each foot. He was awesome. Anyways, we had that cat when the Chihuahuas were young. Fuzzy was young too, and so I mean, but they would always play chase, and now they don't let nothing come in the yard like that, like a cat or anything. But I don't know. I mean, hopefully, the cat would just know that they're not going to go into the other room, and it would have to be spayed. I don't know. I just hate cat boxes. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they'll love you more than your kids or your dogs, Steve, as you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Why will that not come up?
Yeah, he'd have to be. I think I would like a male cat more than a female cat, but
yeah.
It'd have to be neutered.
I would like to have a Maine Coon.
Oh, yeah. Those are pretty. Maine Coon's basically a big tabby.
Yeah. A friend of ours has got one, and he must be. That cat must be 4 feet long. He's huge. Anyway, their other animal is a Rottweiler, and they get along the best. But if a dog comes in the yard, because they let the big cat outside because he's a big cat. I mean, they go outside with him, and they have a harness that they walk him like the dog. Mm-hmm. Anyway, if a dog comes in the yard, the Rottweiler just like lays down. It's like, I can't be bothered. The cat wants to put that dog on the other side of the fence, and he will. I mean, he's scary looking. He looks like a lion. The way his patterns is on him. So anyway.
Have you seen those lynx?
Yeah. Oh, those are gorgeous.
Oh, they're so pretty. And I guess they're finding those here in Michigan wild. Oh. The lynx cats. And they're so pretty. They have the black hairs that go on top of the ear. At the very point of the ear, they have black hairs that point up.
Straight up.
Yeah, and they're so pretty.
I don't know. I just couldn't imagine having something like that for a pet.
Well, yeah, that they're not supposed to be pets.
Right.
Roberta, like, she has all these, like, on her feed, YouTube feed, she has all these animal, like cat and dog, puppies, all this kind of channels. There's this one guy who lives down in Florida, and he's affiliated with the zoo, and he has 2 pet cheetahs that live in the house with him. The mother died, and so he and his wife bottle fed those. Like they get up every hour and a half and bottle feed those cheetahs. Jeez. And cheetahs are real wild. Yeah, I mean, they're big and fast. Mm-hmm. Anyway, they sleep up on the bed with them.
Those things will eat your face off.
Well, that's just it. He said, everybody knows the cats know that he's the alpha male and mama's the alpha female. And he said, but he's never had any really big problems with them because they've always raised them like house cats.
Yeah.
And which they live connected to the zoo or to this forest, this preserve. So, but they let them out and they run. And then he said, sometimes they're afraid that they might not come back because they let them out on this preserve and it's fenced in.
Yeah.
And he said sometimes they worry that they won't come back. He said, but if they don't come back, that means that they're, they found a mate or whatever in the forest. And but they always come back. He says they're like teenagers. They know when it's time to eat. It's time to be at the house.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Debbie says, hi all. Can you talk about your inventory system for your item?
Okay.
Hey, before we do that, can I pick a bone with Carol?
Sure.
So I get a package in the mail the other day when I'm in Oklahoma, and Gwen said, hey, I think you got a return. I said, well, go ahead and open it. And she looked at it and started laughing. I'm like, what? What do you got? She, this is from one of your friends on YouTube or whatever. so I get this. She says, and she sends me a picture on my phone, and I got some new hands.
Oh, look at you. You got new hands.
With little holders on them, and I'm like,
aww.
And then it says, I don't know if you can read that. For Todd's hand, found this and thought of you. LOL. I wonder why, Carol. Carol, you're an ornery little Henri, you're an Henri little Carol. That's what you are.
What are you doing?
Isn't that
That's
cute?
pretty cute. I love that.
I'll get those
That's
out
awesome.
someday soon and apply them.
She said, I forgot I sent that. Yeah.
I got it around my birthday. I was like, I think she sent this to me for my birthday. By the way, Carol, happy birthday to you on my birthday.
Aw.
If I didn't say it.
Happy birthday to you.
I don't know who gave Carol my address, but I wish you hadn't done that. You're weird. But thank you, Carol. That's awesome. I got new hands. They're bigger than my old. The ones Dwayne sent me are a lot smaller.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's cool. Now I got hands for days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was cute. I just saw a little baby foot pressed out on the Brandon's belly right there. He must be about due.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, now talk about the inventory. My inventory is, the further down in the pile it is, the older it is in my inventory. So
that's how you gauge how much you have to dig?
Yeah, that's how I find the stuff that I sell.
Okay. All right.
Next. I absolutely have no system. I have to kind of depend on remembering where I put stuff.
Yeah. I'm kind of changing up my inventory system. I have it's a number system. So I put the number in the SKU and that's how I find my item. But I'm changing everything over, so it's still a work in progress.
I have boxes.
I have
with the
boxes
number
like
on it.
Tom too.
And in my listing, I have the date that I've listed it on, and then I have like BX14. So when I sell it, I can go directly to box 14 and I can pull it out.
Yep. There you go.
I don't know if you can get any simpler than that.
So you put box in your SKU too?
I put BX. Sally,
why don't you just put the
don't be a
number?
bitch now.
Why don't you put the O?
Because I just want to confuse people. So everybody's going to be searching for BX and a number now.
Right.
To say, look at that fat old fat man. He's already done it. But that's my system. And you know what? That's the same system that Walmart uses. Only they don't put box on their boxes because they can scale. It's like if you do the brick seat thing, like some of the ones the Walmarts I have a previous relationship with because I used to do merchandising. So I can go in there and I'll say, can you scan this?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll scan it and they'll say, yeah, we've got those. And I said, is that the right price on it? And they'll like, yeah. They go to the back because anything clearance is not, unless it's in the clearance area, is not supposed to be on the floor. It is supposed to be in a bin in the back. So they'll run back there to the bin and find what they've got. Not that the numbers always don't match up, but I mean, that's the simple. I mean, that's the system most people use.
Yeah.
When I worked part-time at Staples, we had a similar system.
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow, that's mine.
I pretty much have the same thing except mine are numbers. Or not numbers, letters. I have A through Z.
Yeah.
And I haven't went to AA yet.
Well, I was thinking that I was going to be going
you don't
to
lay off that liquor, you
AA, but actually I changed. I'm not doing AA. I'm doing A2 and then A3 and then A4.
Yeah.
I'm not being critical of anybody that do the AAA, that they've got so much stuff. I'm not being critical, or BBB, whatever. I just think that's just leaves a lot of opportunity to drop a letter.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not being critical of nobody's system.
Yep.
I just think that in my old age, that would be an opportunity for me to mess it up. And then I would have to dig through, if you get to an AAA, you've got what? 73 boxes?
Yep.
And
That's a lot.
that's a lot of boxes to go digging through.
Yeah.
But don't get too caught up on it. Keep it simple. There's an Avon lady down the street. She went to an government auction sale and she bought 14 4-drawer file cabinets.
Wow.
So one of her bedrooms has got 4-drawer file cabinets on each side. And when her inventory comes in, it's assigned a drawer in a file cabinet. And that's where she puts it at. What are you laughing about, Sally?
Your cat. For a minute, all you see is ears.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, you see this tail.
And tell Brandon I was not being mean or
oh no, he knows.
Because after the first January 2nd, we're both going to go on a diet. Anybody else that wants to join us, because Roberta keeps sending me these damn emails or these things that she gets through emails about men with big bellies. They have bad heart problems and everything else. So to be able to shut her up and quit getting all those emails, I'm going, I've got to start working on that. So I'm going to take him through this. I'm going to take Brandon through this tunnel of hell with me, Okay,
Mr.
Brandon,
Shane says, Todd, your son will say the same thing one day. Why does he have all this random stuff and why all these hands?
Yeah. What's with all these hands, Dad? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's too funny. Fishing and Picking says, if I have 2 boxes behind each other, I go A1, A2, A3. A is the location and the number is the box behind it. Yeah, that's a good system too.
Good morning, Craig. Yeah, that's a good system too.
Yeah.
I would just like to have it. Actually, I started saying I'd like to have a box 726, but then again, I don't want to have that many boxes unless I've got a lot of multiples, because that means you got a lot of stuff sitting there.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the couple that has the radio show and they've got like 4 buildings and 12,000 listings and stuff like that. I can't remember what their names are, but they do like a podcast.
Oh, Scavenger Life.
Yeah, you start building buildings to keep store your crap in. You might need to have a sale or two,
Well, and that's the thing with them. I mean, just because you have a lot of listings doesn't mean that you're not selling anything. It just means that you're keeping up with your numbers, because you're selling stuff, but you're also adding stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so it looks like, well, maybe you need to downsize a little bit, but I mean, that's just their thing,
Well, that's the reason I said, maybe they might have a lot of multiples,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it's yes, I know, Beth, they have paid for 9,000 items. They've paid for a lot of, but they live a very frugal, I mean, they travel a lot, but it's always business related, or almost always business related.
Yeah.
They live a pretty frugal life.
Yeah. I mean, I think in this business, I think you have to, there's things that you have to realize that you can live without. going to the store and buying clothes. You can get all your clothes from, that's where I get most of my clothes is from Goodwill now.
Well, a friend of mine's he's got a son that's like 15, and he's really into clothes. And I told him, I said, I get a lot of the boys' dress clothes and stuff like that from Goodwill. I mean, getting Bill Blass shirts that were, $75, I'm getting them for like $4.99, and they look brand new. Anyway, he said, I wish you hadn't have told him that. And I said, why is that? He said, because every time we see a damn thrift store, he's like, Dad, let's stop for just a minute. He says, you've got more clothes than your sister and your mother put together.
Yeah. Debbie says,
but he does hope that he will remember this, and whoever he ends up marrying one of these days, if that ever happens, that they're under the same mindset, because he said he's real frugal with his money, really cheap, miserly with his money. But he's when he spends, he tries to get a good deal.
Right.
And a Bill Blass shirt is a Bill Blass shirt, whether you got it from Hex or whether you got it from the dollar store, or not dollar store, the Goodwill. Sally, did you go out Dollar General yesterday? And today, Wednesday?
There was only one item yesterday, and it wasn't nothing. And basically, people were just saying to look for the other stuff that has been pinning over the last few weeks.
Right. Roberta was off yesterday because we had Vanya's graduation was at 10:30. So she just took the day off. And with her being off in the middle of the week, that's just got off on Tuesdays, got my week scared. I keep thinking today's Monday.
Debbie, I'm going to let Valerie answer that because she does use inventory numbers over again.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely, I do more clothing than hard goods. So all of my clothing goes into a Ziploc bag, and it's assigned a number. So yeah, once I use that or I sell that item, I take it out of the bag and unclip the number and put it back in the system, for the next item. So
I don't sell a lot of clothes. My clothes, I do have like one of these numbers over here is my a few clothes in it. I have, I have a specific like 15-3 because I've already got them I've got them in a bread bag with the labels on them, the suffocation labels. All I got to do is pull it out and throw it in a padded mailer.
Yeah.
So, I don't reuse those. Because I actually stick the number inside the packaging. So when they get it, they see 14-5 on it. Mm-hmm. So I might be on 14-27 and there's not a 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 because I've sold those off in the box.
Yeah.
I have all my clothes hung in one closet and it's got 3 hanging bars.
Uh-huh.
And I always put the newer clothes on the right. And as I run out of room, I shift stuff down to the left. So it's all basically the ones on the left I've had for 3 years. And the ones in the middle I've had for about a year.
Yeah.
And the ones on the right are ones I've listed recently. That's the only way I keep track.
That's a good system.
But the jeans, they're all in individual bags, just in a couple of totes.
Was it on Beth's inventory show the other night where she had on her jeans and they were all like
Yeah.
folded so they were like a cube. You know, they're perfectly the same size.
Yeah.
Valerie, Mr. Sadie says, Valerie did more drafts this week than I have in my entire store. I have no system for 105 items. He's probably got 100,000 items listed.
I think I did okay.
You did.
Yeah, people, you know, people don't have to be like somebody that we know and love that, you know, she'll get into a listing spree and have 500 listings in a week.
You could still reuse Debbie says, so if I don't sell clothes, is it a good idea to reuse the inventory numbers? Sure, you can. You can reuse them.
Oh.
Yeah,
there's more items in this box 14 than just one item.
Yeah, you could definitely.
What the hell did you say, Sally? You should say no, there's not.
I said I don't believe that.
Because basically what you do is once
I have this.
When you list the item.
And I have this.
Can y'all hear me?
And I have this.
Yes. He's just talking over you.
What the hell is this? Oh, I know what
that is. So basically what happens is when you sell the item, you take that number, and if it's a physical number, you take that number and you put it back in your system. If it's a number that you use on a spreadsheet, you know, I wouldn't say that it would be important if you did that. If you used it on the spreadsheet, I probably wouldn't reuse it. I don't know.
Bishop Pegasus, there's a cat in box 21.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't doubt it. I'm just not even gonna.
Yes, Miss Beth. She said, "Could you spread the 200 items over 3 days instead of 2?" I could, but I think that would potentially take away. I don't know. It's like it doesn't go along with the plan that I had. So I might have to change that up. I don't know.
Mr. Sadie Thompson said that Tom showed 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
Oh, her second.
And she's laying on plumbing, brass fittings. That's what she's laying on.
Oh my gosh. My second set of shelves is coming in next week. Oh my gosh, Beth.
That's awesome.
You got another set? That's great.
Oh God, Beth. Beth Bishop,
great.
That's Reseller Rowboat, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you know, you get into I wish I did, but some people get into they start listing and they get into they get going.
Yeah.
You know, and they just get going, and because they got a system going, and they're not watching the clock or how many items. They're just in the groove, and they just keep listing.
Yeah, they keep pumping them out.
And you know, that's what Bridget says. You know, the weeks that she gets a lot listed is because she's just sitting there. She's doing it. It's her job. She gets going and getting a system going, and she gets a lot done.
Yeah. You know, Debbie, yeah, I mean, if you think that that's going to be easier, then just reuse the numbers. You could definitely do that.
Yeah, that's.
Are you at work today, Beth?
Yeah, Mr. Sadie says Tom has a great system, but many of the items wouldn't fit in boxes.
That's some of my items too. So
yeah, I mean, if I just had hard goods, I would probably I would probably assign a number to, say, the shelf or the letter. So I put like A1, A2, and then, that's probably how I do it. What are you guys laughing at?
Mike says so. Those are basically all just litter boxes behind Tom. That cat has a great life.
No doubt about it.
I think I'm gonna start doing the Roxy and Tom show. Now stuff that I have some big stuff that's down here on this bottom shelf you can't see. The stuff that won't go in boxes. And I don't know if Tara's still out there, but I got 2 Mercury outboards outside in the backyard that I got to break down. And those lower units will not come in the house. They'll be in my outbuilding.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's right. It is the cat's office. Tom's
this
just
house
allowed
is
to
the
be
cat's.
in there.
Yeah, she just lets Tom sit in there sometimes.
She just lets us live here.
Yeah. Oh, Beth says she's home.
The only place that she knows that she's going to get in trouble if she hops up on the counter in the kitchen. She's going to get yelled at, or she's going to get spritzed with a water bottle.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's the only that and the kitchen table. Those are the 2 areas that she's not allowed on. She's got free run of the rest of the house.
Hey, stick your finger in that hole right there.
No. I know what's going to happen. I might be old, but I'm not senile yet.
Pull my finger. Oh my gosh.
Go back and get food. Y'all are just see. What do y'all talk about when I'm not on here? No, Tara. Those greasy outboard parts will be in the utility outbuilding.
We talk about all kinds of things. All kinds. Oh, Beth's home today. That's good. Yeah, I think I will definitely. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see how this week goes, how next week goes, and then kind of make a decision if I'm going to keep doing this, I mean, like I said, it's an experiment. It's something that I'm trying out. And if it works, fine. If it don't, then you move on to something else,
Yeah.
Beth says, Sally, have a working hangout this morning, please.
Like through Messenger?
Debbie says, will
like
the number system get too long eventually? I am looking long term. I hear that I hear many have to change their system as they do not or cannot see the long term growth. I mean, yeah, I think you do have to somewhat look at that, but
don't get too complicated.
No, don't think too much into it.
And you can always switch over to that when you get, because you're going to do inventory. I try to do inventory like twice a year at least, if not more. Mm-hmm. But like last year, I think I did it twice. So if you have to do something like that, you can always switch over at that time to something more your speed.
Yeah.
But if you get too much into, thinking that you're going to have to use all, this big long number and all this stuff, it's not going to help you any. Just think short term right now.
Yeah.
Get a system going and then work with that, until it doesn't work for you anymore.
Yep.
And and I did a little video about it. That is the first, when you decide to start selling on any platform and you're going to be holding merchandise at your house, the first thing you've got to do is you've got to have an inventory system.
Yeah.
Because if not, it's going to come back to bite you on the butt eventually. Because eventually you're going to have a bunch of stuff, and then you've got to try to put everything in an inventory system. So start off in the beginning.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep it simple.
And you can have different systems for different areas of your store. Like, for me, clothing, but I wouldn't do that same system for, say, my hard goods. I'm doing a different system for my hard goods. Just because
baseball bats wouldn't fit in one of Tom's boxes.
Yeah, that's when it would go on the shelf. But see, I've got a box it's full of Ziploc bags full of slides from the 60s and the 70s from the Middle East. I mean, I just gathered them in lots of tin and stuck them in the Ziploc bag, and the Ziploc bag has a label on it, and the listing says box 7- whatever. I mean, and then some of them are just don't even have any labels on them. They're just items stuck in this box because I know if I look in there, I can find a teddy bear or something of that sort, The plumbing fixtures all have labels on. I mean, and they're like valves and couplers and things like that. They're in Ziploc bags and they have a number on them. So I can just grab them and go. Somebody was talking about when they do their inventories, I think it's Grandma Magic Classic. She says, well, we go down with a clipboard and pen and we write it all down. Then we check everything in each tape. I print out all my listings, which are not that many. And then I have hand the clipboard to my sons and say, take down the boxes and find the item on the sheets and write down what box they're in.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, Mr. Sadie, you could use that.
Yeah.
Beth, I might have to go to work at 3, but if I don't hear anything here soon, I'm going to assume that I don't have to.
Are you off tonight? Or are you just...
Supposed to be, yeah. But I might have to go in.
Yeah.
You got to go make donuts?
No.
Did you get that situation straightened out?
No.
I don't know why you don't train Brando to make them damn donuts. I know they don't like having 2 people in the same family working at stores and stuff like that, but by God.
It doesn't really matter with our place, but she would rather not have spouses working there. You're not supposed... They've changed it since within the past year or whatever, but they used to have it to where if you lived in the same household, you couldn't be working at the same place. But then they changed it to where as long as one isn't supervisor over the other,
right,
then it's fine.
Yeah.
Ow.
So what in the world? So Debbie said, so once it doesn't work for me, we change all the former inventory numbers on the listed items.
No, you won't know. Just start with the number. Just simple numbers or letters and numbers or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And then, but
so
once
yes, to
I'm not really
with the, like, I mean, you have to have something, but we're always evolving to different, as our inventory changes, we're evolving to different ways of doing it. So you can start by just, numbering letter, A1, A2. You can do it with each item and put it in your SKU on eBay or on your, spreadsheet. You want to have that number correlating to something else. So that way, if you're looking for it, you know where to find it. But I mean, yeah, definitely your system can change over time. It evolves into something else. The more inventory that you get. That's what I think anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And the different type of inventory. You might end up with, Jim and Tara, they have this huge concrete animal reselling business up there in Kentucky. So, they can't put their concrete animals in boxes. They have to have a different system. But they also sell lots of little small things. And I'm just joking about the chicken.
They don't sell none of their concrete things. You know that.
I know. She buys those things and she hoards them like a miser. But my point was, you'll have different things that you can't fit into your system. You can't put them in a box or a tote.
Right.
You know, they've got to go on a shelf, or they've got to go outside because they're not something that you want to bring in the house. Or so it's going to evolve. You just need to start off with a simple system and go from there.
Just don't think too much into it, and you do what works for you.
Yeah.
I would suggest though, because I never put like my listing dates in my listings, but I've made it part of where my location is now. Since we've got stuff, since they've gone to the good till canceled, it's kind of hard to, unless you really remember when you listed something, you've had this thing listed for 6 months, or you've had this thing listed for a year. Maybe you need to do some serious tweaking on the listing if you want to move it, or you need to take it out of take it off your listings. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, because that was a big thing when they went to the good till cancel, was that people were like, you're gonna have to make some kind of notation to when you listed it, because you won't know whether, especially if you've got a lot of listings and you list a lot, you might not remember whether you listed that perfume bottle a month ago or was it 2 years ago.
Right.
That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah. I've tried to start doing that. I've not implemented that yet, but I've wanted to.
I wish it time stamped it.
Yeah, me too.
Or dated, your listing. Like the first time.
Does.
Not when it re-ups or whatnot. Just that first time when you put that listing in. Does it?
I mean, not a timestamp, but if you look up your active items, it tells you when you listed it, right?
Yeah,
when it tells you when you first listed it.
I thought it when it renewed it.
No.
It doesn't change the date?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go look at that. Not that I'm doubting your words, because y'all know more about this stuff than I do. I'm just saying. I thought it gave you a new relisting date.
Nope. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna get to work. I hope everybody has a great day.
You too.
We'll see y'all later. See you
Bye,
guys.
Thanks again for
Bye,
doing
everybody.
the show, Valerie.
You're welcome.